What's up, Wikimaniacs? On today's episode, we have a messy coffee shop interaction, an OP doesn't want their mother-in-law walking their kids to school, a mom refuses to let her daughter see her ex-husband, a new mom just wants to shower, a daughter wants control over the thermostat, and OP is upset at his wife for naming their kid. For the Patreon exclusive stories, we have a son who invites his bully to his birthday party, and OP abandons her daughter on vacation. If those sound interesting to you and you want day early and ad-free episodes, head on over to patreon.com/cultivate podcast network. Reddit on Wiki starts now. Expert in fucking, I don't know.
Great power.
For the fifth time, it's your boy Sean.
What's up, Wikimaniacs? It's your boy Josh here, hosting Am I the Asshole Fridays. We are solo again here, John. I'm with John Consignato, my co-host today.
We gotta do something about like this game competition shit, because it's kind of unfair for Sean. Because not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna take the cake.
I'm gonna be honest. I think at this point we should just punish him for October.
I
think it's only fair.
And I'm about to just concede and take an L for November. So maybe
that might be the way to do it.
I wouldn't do that to my boy. Hopefully I can save him in like the AI stories, which I probably doubt you'd put today because he's not here to defend himself. So. Hopefully Sean comes back by then.
To be fair, we thought Sean was coming on today, and then he was just like, "Oh shit, I forgot. I forgot." That's he mixed up the dates, and he was just like, "That's my wife's birthday." So he's celebrating with Nancy. So happy birthday, Nancy!
Happy birthday, Nancy!
As this comes out, it'll be 2 weeks behind.
Way back, as usual.
Yeah, and it's also Sienna's birthday as this episode comes out.
Happy birthday, Sienna!
So happy birthday to my fiance. Sienna. So we're gonna have a party the day after this episode comes out, so that should be a good time.
Man, I feel bad because so you and Sean both have April birthdays, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Nancy and Sean both have. Oh no,
Nancy and Sienna.
Kidding. Nancy and Sienna both have October birthdays. I'm always the opposite, always the one that's different from you guys. What is up with this?
Sean and I just planned it.
I feel so excluded.
Oh, now you know how I feel.
That's true. You're the only non-brown person in this team.
Yeah.
We got Ringo as a co-host though, so maybe she can guess for us.
She is here. And actually the sign there, I had it changed for when I recorded Roll for Punishment, which is for our bonus punishment episode for the patrons. Where I had to roll a random sandwich in what would you call it? It's reminiscent of Roll for Sandwich on TikTok. If you guys know him,
yeah,
amazing show. Sienna and I watch those all the time. So I had rolled a random sandwich. John doesn't know it as we're recording what it is, but by the time this comes out, he will have.
I'll probably laugh.
So go check that out too. Patreon.com/cultivate podcast network. If you want to see me eat potentially a gross sandwich, and get some bonus stories. But John, we got to hop into, some stories here.
Let's get it.
We're burning daylight here. We got to get into some of these stories.
That's true. I'm hungry.
Well, damn, we got another episode after this. You're going to be starving. So this first one cross-posted on our subreddit by MeowWow912, and the title is, "Am I the asshole for explaining to a man who refused to mind his business what happens in graphic detail if I drink regular cow's milk in my latte?"
Oh, I'm going to have to say no. It sounds like the person that was trying to, butt into your business had no business butting into your business. So yeah, I'm gonna say not the asshole for that. What? Leave the fuck people alone. People, just stay in your lane.
Yeah, I mean, this one, I will say this: Redditors who listen, titling things, leave a little room for the imagination, please. This one gave it all away. I just enjoyed this story too much not to do it. So I was just
Make it harder for me at least.
Yeah. Make your Reddit post based on what we react to them. Okay, please. Thank
Reddit
you.
doesn't revolve around us, Josh.
It does.
Such a white way of thinking.
They named the app after us. Okay. All right. Well, let's hop into it and see if you're right on this guess, John. So I had some tests to run in my local hospital today, and in the hospital is a coffee place. It isn't Starbucks, but it's a local place that has a few locations in my area. When I was done with all my medical stuff, I decided to treat myself to a coffee, which is what I do every time I go do an errand. I'm like, a pumpkin spice latte today.
Ooh, basic.
I got in a long line behind a man who I noticed kept muttering something. I noticed every time someone in front of him ordered a coffee with some sort of plant milk, he would mutter louder. Finally, he was up to order. He looked around and loudly said, "I want a regular drip coffee with real milk, not this frou-frou bullshit everyone else is drinking these days."
This has got reverse vegan.
Yeah, basically. The barista rolled her eyes and got his coffee. He was standing nearby, messing with his drink or something. I ordered a latte with oat milk. I was kind of waiting for him to say something, but I wasn't officially instigating because I always get oat milk. The guy looks at me and says, "You know that's not milk, right?" I said, "Yeah, I know." He then said, "It won't kill you to drink regular milk, right? It's good for you." Now here's where I might be the asshole. I said, "Yeah, it won't kill me, but I don't want Hershey squirts all the way home. I don't want to shit myself from now until there's nothing left in my stomach. So if you don't mind, I will take my oat milk latte and not shit myself. Thanks."
Hey, that's me. I'm super lactose intolerant.
Oh, I mean, even still, like we buy oat milk just for the house, specifically because it lasts longer than regular milk.
Yeah.
So, because I don't drink that much milk. So when I have it, the oat milk lasts months, whereas milk lasts like a week.
Oat milk is delicious. Like the rare times I drink coffee, I try to substitute oat milk. Sometimes, coconut milk, soy milk, whatever.
Yeah,
like
change it up.
It's good.
Yeah.
And that person, who the fuck cares?
That's it, right?
Yeah.
So the guy threw his coffee away and left, and the barista was in shock. Now I feel bad, and my husband said I was kind of uncalled for, but he also laughed so hard when I told him. I get annoyed when people decide they have some out-of-pocket thing to say to me. So am I the asshole?
No, I would have laughed harder if you said regular milk won't kill you, but I will.
And I do.
You utter one more word and see what happens.
I'll put you in a body bag.
You're going to be the next person in this milk carton, buddy.
God damn. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, people just need to learn to mind their own business. Plus,
Exactly.
he said it won't kill you, but there are people where, like, you might not, I don't know, milk. I mean, it might kill some people for sure. There are definitely people with those kind of allergies. But there's also people that just will die on the inside from cramps and whatever from having milk. So
yeah,
just mind your own business.
Dude, like you said, dietary restrictions exist, right? And it's one of those situations where it's like, you don't have to wear a big old sign saying like, I'm lactose. Even if you weren't, you probably just enjoyed the taste of oat milk better or soy milk better. You know, it's just, at the end of the day, get your coffee, mind your own damn business, and, espresso your way out of here. Cause you don't need to badger people for that kind of thing. Yeah.
I mean, there's also calorie implications too, right? I think oat milk has less calories than certain like milks. And so there's a million different reasons why someone might not want to drink regular milk.
Dude, like speaking of coffee we got last time, man, like there's this really good chain in Texas that I really enjoy. It's called Summer Moon. I think Sean knows about this too. And they have like the specialty where it's like a sweet milk that they top on the espresso, right?
Okay.
And for the longest time, like they never posted like the calorie, like the calorie intake or how much it is. So I would always get the what they call it like sectors of the moon. So this one is like a full moon. it's mostly that sweet milk and then like a little bit of espresso.
Yeah.
So I've been ordering that probably for years, right? And then the one day that I wear my glasses to the shop, and I was just like, hold up, did I say fucking 763 calories for the coffee? And I was just like, yo, this whole time, this is the reason I probably got diabetes, bro, because I've been drinking that shit.
Like Starbucks is like that too, where it's just like, I like pumpkin spice lattes. I'm a basic bitch. And I get it. I'm like, I refuse to look at the calories. I'm like, I know this is a Big Mac I'm just drinking, but I don't give a shit.
So I compromised and I was like, I'm gonna get the quarter moon because it's only 200 calories.
Oh, there you go. Now it's just an egg sandwich.
But boy, do I miss the fuck out of the rest of those calories.
You're like, life sucks.
Life sucks. Damn it. I hate having to restrict myself.
God, same. I think most people do.
Stupid health issues.
Yeah. So Reddit deemed obviously not the asshole.
Yeah.
And we had a comment. I believe this was on our subreddit from long lower score phrase 8336. They said, not the asshole. That's what you get when you butt into someone else's business. And over something so small as ordering coffee with oat milk, rolling eyes emoji. Some people refuse to let others be happy. And then Loquisha Avengers says, LOL, but.
You know what? I am kind of disappointed that the person that cross-posted this wasn't coffee cups, because they've been all over, our subreddit. That would have been the perfect story for you to post coffee cups. Disappointed in you.
Disappointed, but
looking at you right now.
Meow Wow brought us this amazing stories.
Meow Wow. That story is very much Meow Wow.
Yes, it is. But the next one we got here, cross-posted by Sad Midscore Obligation Midscore 4889. And the title is, Am I the Asshole for Not Approving of My Korean Mother-in-Law Walking My Daughter to School?
Racist.
Okay. Because you mentioned the race.
I didn't even want you to finish that. It's racist as fuck, bro.
All right. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, this one it combines a few of your favorite things, John.
Yeah.
Race and dunking on Canada. So
I don't like to dunk on Canada. I don't know much enough about Canada for me to dunk it.
No, there was a few months where you were just like bringing stories that had bad Canadians in.
Oh, yes. I do remember. I mean, y'all have a good reputation, so kind of dampen it up a little bit, you know?
I mean, I don't know if we should, but that's fine. So this one was originally posted on Am I the Asshole? But then our listener posted it on our subreddit. So they did the text. They copy pasted.
Nice.
So thank goodness.
Thank you.
So I, 39 male, have a rambunctious, adorable 6-year-old daughter, Jane, not her real name. I am white, but my wife, 39 female, is Korean Canadian. Last month, my wife's parents flew into Toronto to visit us. They were overjoyed to see Jane, and they played with her and spent as much time with her as possible, creating memories. My parents-in-law spent 2 weeks in Canada, and we had a good time. We live literally right next to Jane's school, so every now and then, my mother-in-law would walk Jane to school. And each time, my daughter and mother-in-law would speak to each other in Korean, and they would bond with each other, which is nice, but to be honest, we live in a somewhat white neighborhood. And
Racist!
And I figured the other children would get weirded out by this old foreign woman speaking some language they don't understand. This is Toronto. This is
Dude,
a city with
Toronto,
many races.
I was going to say, Toronto has like, 7 Chinatowns, a bunch of like Koreatowns.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the most diverse places that you could possibly think of.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It is still probably 50% white, but it is still pretty diverse where it wouldn't be weird for people to see.
Yes. Hello, Kim's Convenience is like one of the most popular shows on Netflix.
Exactly. It's a wild take from this guy. So one day I suggested to my mother-in-law that rather than walking my daughter to school, she would assist my wife in doing the morning chores and that I'd walk Jane to school each morning. My mother-in-law and wife had no problem with this, and they just said, whatever. Anyway, my wife's parents are now back in Korea once again. A few nights ago, I was lying in bed with my wife, in the dark, casually chatting with her, and we started talking about her parents' visit to Toronto and how sweet it was. While we were talking about this, I mentioned that I didn't want to embarrass Jane by having my wife's mother drop her off at school every morning. My wife just froze and she turned the light on and asked if I knew how insulting that sounded.
Oh,
we didn't get into a fight or anything because Jane was fast asleep, but we had a bitter argument and my wife grabbed her pillow and went downstairs to sleep. He does add a few more edits here.
That's not going to help you, buddy.
I'll read them first and then I'll ask you, John, to get your take on it.
Sure.
Just to do it. When I said that we live in a somewhat white neighborhood, I think I worded it incorrectly. Yes, I'm aware other races exist. However, what I really meant by my description was more like we live in a more westernized, less multicultural part of Toronto. And my mother-in-law is very much traditional Korean woman who just happened to be dripping with fresh off the boatness. I didn't want Jane to be bullied by other kids because her grandmother. By the way, despite what some of you may think, I'm very good terms with my mother-in-law. I hope this all makes sense. So am I the asshole, John?
A racist asshole.
Yeah. 100%.
Dude, really? Fresh off the boatness? That's such a fucking insult, dude. Like,
yeah.
You're trying to like say she's like a refugee? Like, is that what you're trying to depict her as? It's oh my god, that's just so ridiculous. And this is so bad for the father because then you want your kid to just embrace their white side, right? Obviously they're of mixed race, and what's wrong with being seen with their Korean grandmother, right? Like being able to like assimilate in that culture. I feel bad for a lot of kids who are in the mixed race where like they're in a mixed race and they don't really have much knowledge. They only have knowledge of like one particular like culture, right?
Yeah.
And I just think that's just setting them up for kind of just like an identity crisis down the line too, just because it's like, okay, what do I identify as? And instead of like having to embrace that, hey, I can experience both, So like it's
well, to go off of that, like in this scenario, the parents-in-law are only there for a couple weeks. Let them spend as much time as possible with your kid because they can learn, their other culture, their history, and that's only going to happen if they spend time with your wife's side of the family and learn her Korean side of herself. And for you to, block that is so shitty.
And this dude is talking about like this kid being bullied. The only bully in this scenario is you, buddy. Like,
yeah, you're presuming a lot of other people.
You are.
I get there are shitty people everywhere, Canada, Toronto, I imagine. But like, as I keep saying, Toronto is a very multicultural city. I get there's white neighborhoods, but it's not uncommon for, other races to be in those areas as well. Yeah. Like they're not, I think you're assuming a lot, which is really shitty of you. God damn. So yeah, Reddit deemed asshole. As
good as they should.
Yeah. I think our listener grabbed this from r/am I the devil. So that's really what people thought.
Yeah.
And then the real Drake commented on our post, said
mid-album, by the way, sorry.
It's not spelled Drake, it's spelled Dreak. So I don't actually know.
Close enough.
It could be Drake. And they said, yeah, whenever people try to use the I'm not racist, I have a black/Asian/Latino spouse/child, this is exhibit A why this is bullshit. Embarrassed by your mixed race child seen with her Korean grandmother. Like you have a lot of reasons to be embarrassed, but granny ain't it. This wife should have sent him to sleep on the driveway and see what the white neighbors think about that.
Honestly, would have took the pillow and used it for other nefarious reasons.
Just beat his ass.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think that encompasses most of what we were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just dude, you are clearly racist for some reason. I don't know. I don't know how you've gotten away with it this long with a spouse that's, another race, but Jesus, it is sad.
Bet you this guy's a passport bro.
Oh, you're probably right. Now that we know that term.
He's probably a passport bro.
Yeah, he really needs to.
You need to take a long look in the mirror, bud.
Yeah, there we go.
We miss you, Sean. Come back.
I have to make all the buttons Sean because he's never here for the Am I the Asshole episodes anymore. True. Oh, man. All right. Well, we're going to hit a quick ad break and then we'll be right back with some more stories. So stay tuned.
It's fall season, but don't fall into the habit of not eating well.
You autumn, check out Factor. Seriously. This is how we're doing the ad read? Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door.
We get it. Making meals is time consuming. But with Factor, you get to skip the extra trip to the grocery store, skip all the laborious parts of prepping, and you get to avoid cleaning duties. All you have to do is put one of Factor's fresh, never frozen meals in the microwave, and with 2 minutes, you'll have a nutritious and flavorful meal waiting for you.
Oh my god, there's more. You get to choose from 35 plus weekly flavored packed, fresh, never frozen meals packed with delicious recipes like cranberry pecan chicken and apple Dijon pork chops. And if you're bougie, like me, level up your culinary experience with the Gourmet Plus option and treat yourself to upscale meals with premium ingredients like my favorite, truffle butter.
Guys, don't leave the Wikimaniacs hanging. Okay, I'm tired of you both. Just tell the Wikimaniacs where they can get Factor.
Sounds like Sean doesn't appreciate the corny puns.
Hey, yo.
Hey. But Wikimaniacs, you can appreciate this special deal when you head to factormeals.com/wiki50 and use the code wiki50 to get 50% off. That's code wiki50 at factormeals.com/wiki50 to get 50% off.
Thank you, Factor, for supporting the show.
And we are back. John, you are 2 for 2 today. How's it feel?
As usual.
Perfect.
That's how I always feel, okay?
You're like, what's
With the hair flip.
This is how I live.
This is just me on the daily.
All right. So
Please, life, don't humble me. I have really severe anxiety. I just come off as this, but really, I'm not doing well.
Hey, the confidence is half the battle. Am I right?
True.
So that's it helps a little bit anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one we got cross-posted by our new goat, outside lower score Flamingo, lower score 246. And the title is, Am I the Asshole for Refusing to Let My Ex-Husband See Our Daughter on His Birthday?
They might be an ex for a reason. So gonna go with not the asshole. Maybe the ex-husband did not have a great relationship with a kid and all of a sudden they want to, be a father figure all of a sudden. So yeah, I'm gonna go not the asshole.
All right, fair enough. Let's hop into it and see. So I, 35 female, have been divorced from my ex-husband, 37 male, for 3 years. We have a daughter, 7 female, who lives with me and sees him every other weekend. He has been a terrible father and husband.
There you go.
He cheated on me multiple times, lied about his finances, and neglected our daughter. He also has a history of alcohol abuse and anger issues. So, John, you pretty much nailed that one.
Wait, so he has all these issues and he still gets some sort of like visitation rights? Isn't that kind of endangering the kid?
I don't know. Maybe he's doing something with the court. Like maybe he's doing anger management. I have no idea.
Maybe it's just like, maybe it's a supervised visit. That's just what
it could be that
I'm
too.
guessing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if it's like an actual, like, hey, you get to stay with me for like a weekend type of deal, right? Because I'd be scared for the kid.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we don't know. He has a history of alcohol abuse and anger issues. So maybe he's gone to classes.
Maybe.
I mean, that doesn't fix the cheating and lying or anything else. So I get where she's coming from with that for sure. So she goes on to say, he recently called me and asked if he could see our daughter on his birthday, which falls on my weekend. He said he wanted to take her out for dinner and celebrate with her. And I told him no, because it's not his weekend and it would disrupt our daughter's routine. He got angry and accused me of being selfish and spiteful. He said I was trying to alienate him from his daughter and ruin his birthday. I don't think I'm the jerk here. I'm just trying to protect my daughter from his toxic behavior. He has never been a good father to her, and he only wants to see her when it suits him. He doesn't care about her well-being or happiness. He only cares about himself. So am I the asshole for refusing to let my ex see our daughter on his birthday?
I'm going to go with no still. I will say his request isn't like egregious.
It's not insane.
It's not insane. I think it's one of those situations where it's like the situation kind of dictates his ask, right? And
Yeah.
I think it's a common ask to be like, hey, I want to spend time with my daughter because it's my special day. Granted, it could disrupt their routine, and that could possibly be a big deal. I think the OP could have been a little flexible with having to do that. But with that said, factoring in like the history and everything else, like I could see why they wouldn't want to. So I don't think the OP is the asshole for that, because at the end of the day, like the situation is more so painting that like she's just trying to be protective of the kid. So for that reason, I will never fault a parent for their child's safety and well-being, essentially.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, it isn't a crazy ask of him to do that, but it is also her legal right to decide.
Absolutely, that part is perfect as well, Josh.
Yeah, so on that point as well, I think you are 100% in your right to say no to that, and then he could celebrate his birthday either the weekend before or after. I think there's ways he could have also gone about it instead of just immediately attacking you, which goes to prove a lot of your points. So
that makes sense. Yes.
I think for that reason, you're not the asshole. I think he could have handled that a bit better too.
You're a grown ass man. You can celebrate whenever the hell you want.
Yeah. You better believe when it's my birthday, I'm like, this weekend, next weekend, the weekend after, we're celebrating.
Birth month, you got to celebrate it that way. So yeah, you're right. I was just caught up with it's not that crazy of an ask.
No,
but
the ask isn't crazy. You're right.
Yeah.
But the way he reacted
that's the part where it's like, you probably deserve to get rejected for that reason.
100%. So Reddit deemed not the asshole as well. Sunny Days 972 said, not the asshole. You have every right to refuse to let your ex-husband see your daughter on his birthday. He's only trying to manipulate you and guilt trip you into giving him what he wants. You're not being selfish or spiteful. You're being protective and responsible. You're just doing what's best for your daughter, and that's what matters. So
absolutely. Reddit comments be hitting good lately.
They are hitting good.
Y'all like reasonable.
I don't know if he's trying to manipulate you. That might be a bit far, but it is like on the border where it could be that.
True.
Based on the history. I mean, it's a safe assumption as well.
It is.
But yeah, everything else they said, I agree with 100%. So Reddit's good sometimes,
Sometimes.
Most of the times it's not.
Absolutely not.
Well, let's move on to the next one. Cross-posted by Future Doctor 131. Am I the asshole for having my mom come over so I could take a shower while she watched my newborn?
What the hell is your husband?
John was so upset his voice changed. He turned into Batman.
What the hell is your husband?
Where's the
justice? Where's the justice for this mother? Yeah, nah, for real. What the hell is your partner with all this?
So you're saying no, I assume.
I'm definitely saying not the asshole. So you got to call in reinforcements for the mom to get a nice moment of peace to take a shower. That is ridiculous.
That's an assumption, John. That's an assumption or a prediction.
Well, it's an assumption or prediction that I stand by. I guarantee it. It's a fucking neglectful ass husband.
You've seen this story many times.
Way too many times on Reddit, baby.
That's fair. All right. Well, let's hop into it and see if you've been nailing every story since the first one. So I have no doubt this will be good here too. So my husband and I had a baby 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago? What? 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
God, boy, you better be in some sort of like, actually, I was going to say you better be on a damn business trip, but your ass should be on paternal leave at this moment. You better be, your limbs better be fucking missing at this point. Like emergency that you can't be around your wife at this time. Boy.
Oh, John, it gets so much worse.
See, this is why I'm never optimistic, okay, for these fucking stories.
So she is strictly breastfed and does not, and not only does she cluster feed, but she also just finds comfort in being close to me. I don't know what cluster feed means. That is me being an ignorant man, I assume, but
Me and you both, brother.
Someone let us know what that means, please.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Therefore, there's not much I can do without her, and more often than not, I'm completely okay with that. But one thing this does mean is that I don't get to shower by myself. I've showered once by myself since having her, and it only lasted long enough for me to soap up before she was crying, and my husband was bringing her into me. I think I literally had all of 2 to 3 minutes. With that said, my husband, of course, hasn't had to change his life around at all. Every day and nearly every night, he is taking 30 to 60 minute uninterrupted showers. He doesn't understand the frustration I get whenever he showers. 30 to 60 minutes is crazy.
It's wild.
Not to call anyone out that does that, but
I do be spending time in a bathroom way too much. I am guilty of that.
I get long showers. Don't get me wrong. Like decompress.
Oh, not showers, man. Like I'd be showering like 4 or 5 minutes tops, but I'd be in the toilet like 30 minutes at least.
Okay, that's completely different. Also, I don't think that's healthy for you. I think that's how you get hemorrhoids.
Squatty potty, baby.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's the only thing that bothers me. I want to shower. I want to sit under the water and relax my muscles. But as I said, every time I've attempted, the baby starts crying and he brings her into the shower with me instead of trying to calm her down himself. And he says it's because he knows that the shower calms her down and he doesn't like crying. He doesn't like her crying. He feels bad, like it nearly makes him cry whenever she does. So I get his thought process, but it feels like a cop-out at the same time. It 100% is.
It is a cop-out.
So I called my mom and asked her to come watch the baby so I could shower and shave my legs because I've literally been attempting to shave my legs for 5 days now, and it's all patchy because I keep having the baby handed off to me. I need to self-care. My husband was home when I asked my mom to come by. I didn't tell him. She shows up and takes the baby and I go into the shower. My husband comes in at some point and asks why my mom is here, and I tell him I asked her to come by so that I could shower without the baby being handed off to me. He says, I could have watched her. Why would you do that?
Because you just go to the shower
you literally
immediately.
Have multiple times given it the baby.
She got to take care of 2 crying babies.
I didn't know this guy was dumb too. Holy shit.
Golly.
So I said, every time you watch her while I shower, she ends up here with me 2 minutes of me being in here because you don't even try to calm her down. Now he thinks I'm an asshole because I never told him to keep the baby out of the shower, despite me specifically saying I want to relax and self-care multiple times. So am I the asshole?
No. And, this is one bad quality about guys sometimes, right? Like sometimes you got to be completely direct with them. And
you shouldn't have
a lot of times you shouldn't have to be, right? Like, and with this situation, she is 2 weeks in, like recovering, right? So at that point, boy, you better be her servant at that at that given time, right? And like she already did the work for like the past 9 months, and then the however many hours or days she was in labor, she experienced all that trauma and more, right? And we don't know the situation. Maybe she's going through like postpartum depression and all that, and maybe just the little 10, 20 minutes that she may have in the shower is like the only peace and quiet time she has because the kid is pretty much latched onto her like 24/7. So, I mean, is this their first kid together?
Yeah, I think so.
I get it, right? First kid, my guy, you probably inexperienced, but she probably is too. She's probably figuring this out as it goes, like as a mother, but you got to help your partner out. Like you can't just go and use your lifeline and call a friend and immediately deliver the kid to the bathroom when she's, just trying to have a normal, relaxing time for her.
Yeah.
She absolutely needs that. And it goes without saying at this point, right? Like, yes, she called her mother and maybe you don't disagree with it, but my dude, you got to understand why she did that. And you might have to press that button, Josh, that you might have to look at yourself in the mirror and
you need to take a long look in the mirror, bud.
And, possibly be a better father at this point. You got to form some bond with your kid. And at some point, you're going to have to learn to soothe that kid on your own because both of y'all made that choice to have a kid together and you got to hold up your end of the bargain.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with everything you said. To me, it's like, how dense can you be that you don't understand? Your wife is spending her entire waking day taking care of your child.
Yeah.
And she can't even get 2 minutes of alone time to decompress a little. I mean, she should get way more than that, to be honest. Like,
Oh yeah.
and going off of the handing it to your wife because you're both new parents, assuming your wife will understand what to do is wild because you're both new at this.
Exactly.
You're
yeah.
learning together. It's okay to be afraid. I mean, like I'll be terrified if I ever become a father, but
It is a big reason why we don't have kids yet. You know, like
Yeah.
we've been together for 10 years and we're both terrified at
Yeah.
that point. Cause you know, your whole life is going to change and understandably so. It's like
your
both
whole
things,
life
but
should change, John. His
Yes.
not.
his as not, as she mentioned, but you
Yeah.
know, like y'all got to learn it together. You know, take this as a wake up call for you because like if she had to call her mother to like assist her, that should go without saying like, hey, maybe I need to step up a little bit better and communicate that with your partner. It sounds like y'all have like some figuring. No, you have some figuring
I was gonna say.
some figuring out to do, but you know, I don't think it's too late at this point. It's early in, but
Yeah.
my guy, you have to realize the work that you have to put in to help your wife out.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, babies cry, right? I mean,
They do.
sometimes they cry for some reasons, like they need food or you know they've gone to
Diapers.
the washroom or whatever. You know, there's a ton of reasons why they could cry. They could also just be crying because they're crying, and that's okay. You can just hold her, rock her until maybe she falls asleep. Like there's so many ways you could have gone about this rather than just being like, problem, you
go.
take care of it.
Yeah.
So Reddit deemed not the asshole, and Katie Midscore Kaboom said, "You are not the asshole, but listen, you take your showers, okay? The baby will be fine. She can cry for a few minutes and still be all right. She's not going anywhere, and there's no emergency in a healthy and well-tended baby's life that can't wait 5 minutes for you to wash your hair. I promise. And in the meantime, your husband will have some bonding time, which it sounds like he needs.
Yeah.
While I'm at it, you should also eat your meals, go to the toilet, and put her down from your arms if you are tired. She'll be fine." And I think that's a good.
It sounds like they got experience, so like
Yes.
that's definitely a valid like advice. Don't take it from us. So
No, that's why I found a comment.
yeah, absolutely. But you know, from the sounds of it, this guy, he don't sound that terrible, but he just has a lot of learning to do.
He sounds dumb, to be honest.
You do sound dumb. You really do.
Yeah. But anyway, I thought that was good advice for new moms.
Yeah.
Your baby
Have
can
you-
cry.
Had they had multiple kids, then I would probably flame his ass a little harder.
Oh, 100%.
But, like,
Yeah.
But they're both new parents, so
Yeah.
I'm giving them a little bit of sympathy.
Well, for sure, sympathy, but he also has to
Yeah, he's fucking dumb as shit.
take the lesson and learn it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, if you want some time to yourself, you can use our sponsor to quickly make some meals and have more time to yourself. So
Josh is cooking.
I'm not.
He's microwaving.
I'm microwaving. But stay tuned. And we're back. John, we got two more stories before we hit the Patreon here.
Ooh.
I believe you're 4 for 4. So you've got 1 point locked up.
For sure.
And
I'm
let's-
about to fuck something up.
maybe. I mean, let's see if you can get 2 at least here.
Let's see.
So, this one was posted on Am I the Asshole by Thermostat Am I the Asshole? And the title is Am I the Asshole for not letting my daughter control the thermostat?
Ooh, this is tricky for me.
Do you control the thermostat in your house?
Well, I lucked out with Juliet. We both love the house being like extremely cold, right? So we're like
Okay.
a 60-degree Fahrenheit household
I'm jealous.
at all times. At all times,
I'm
right?
cooking in here.
We fucking love being in the cold. However, it seems like this is your kid asking for some accommodations in terms of like heat. It's your child, man, and as a parent, you probably have to cater to your child's needs. So I'm gonna go asshole for this one.
Okay. I like it. Yeah, Sienna and I have wildly different internal temperatures of what is.
You want the cold more, right? Because you burn up like me.
Yeah, I like it at like a 20.5 in the house. I don't know what the conversion rate to Fahrenheit is. And then Sienna likes it at like 22. So it's like it doesn't sound like that much, but it's like hot and cold, basically.
It's like toasty or chill, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So
I mean, I get it. Like, you know, when you try to turn up the heat in the shower a little bit, like that slight difference could either burn your skin or like your
True.
dick shrivel back up.
it's true. So one of us is uncomfortable at all times in our song.
Damn. I'm guessing most of the time it's you, brother.
Well, it depends. I think in the cooler months, she definitely likes it hotter in the house. And then in the summer months, I like it cooler. So I'd say we're about 50-50, but it's just like all clumped together in one seasons. So
I don't think I've ever turned on the heater in this house.
well, I mean, you live in Texas. That does make sense.
That's true.
Yeah.
But even when it's like winter, when it gets like 10, 20 degrees here outside, like that shit's still on 60. I don't give a fuck. I love the cold, bro.
Damn. Well, that's I'll come visit you when I'm too hot.
Yeah, let's go. Let's fucking like chill somewhere. Like literally.
Let's chill sometime, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So I, 30 male, live with my long-term girlfriend, 27 female, in a major city. For other context, we're from the UK. I'm struggling to see why we are the assholes as deemed by my parents and sister, but my husband uses Reddit and thought the subreddit would provide a third insight that we are missing.
Third insight, more like 1,000 insights.
So many insights.
So many.
So my husband, 42 male, and I, 40 female, have 2 daughters. Jane, 22 female, and Lisa, 5 female. That's quite the age difference.
Yeah.
This concerns Jane, who has been struggling with a cold. Jane
is the older or
one.
younger?
Yeah.
Older. Gotcha.
Yeah. So Jane started to complain about the temperature of the house now that it's no longer summertime. Currently, we leave the central heating off all the time, apart from the early mornings, 5 to 7 a.m., so Lisa doesn't get too cold when she is awake. My husband and I don't have an issue with the temperature of the house. It's approximately 16 degrees at night across all bedrooms.
Damn, Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Celsius. I'll do the
Okay, I'm about to
conversion
say,
here quickly.
God damn. 16.
That's 60.8.
Oh, that's my type of temperature. Hell yeah.
We don't really feel it and do not see where Jane is coming from. Jane complains and says that she wears multiple layers to bed and around the house while we are all asleep. So she asked if she could have access to the thermostat in order to switch on the heating at a higher temperature than 18 degrees Celsius, which is what we have it set at. She wants to raise it to 21, but we said no.
That's not bad of a difference. That's still pretty cool.
21, I think,
65
is average room temperature.
Yeah.
So that's like pretty normal.
I think so.
But it is also 3 degrees warmer than the parents
What
have
they're
it
accustomed to,
currently,
yeah.
which is, pretty cold. I'm going to be honest. That is cold. She keeps complaining about how she has to wear 4 layers to bed so she doesn't feel cold in the morning. Lisa says it isn't cold when we ask her. My husband and I also don't feel the cold, so we said no to her for asking and thought that would put an end to it. It did not. We had dinner at my parents' house in which Jane was making comments about how warm and toasty her grandparents' house is. My parents were shocked that we didn't allow her to access the thermostat, and they tried to sway us into giving her access because it isn't right for her to sleep in multiple layers. My sister also agreed with them and said my daughter has a valid point since the temperature is starting to drop. So are we in the wrong here?
I gotta say, yeah. You know, it's you as a parent, you like I mentioned it earlier too. Like I think that your needs, you know, like your children's needs supersedes yours because what they ask is not crazy even ask in my opinion. Maybe talk to your daughter and be like, hey, can we compromise? Like, can we meet
That's
halfway
what I was going to say,
possibly?
because they didn't even try to negotiate to be like,
No, it was just like a straight up no. And to me too, like the fact that, you know, your other kids and then you guys are like not as cold, but she has to wear 3 or 4 layers. That kind of concerns me a little bit. Does homegirl have like an iron deficiency or something? Like maybe she might needs to get checked because
I'll be honest, 60 degrees, if that's what they
It
have
is
it at
cold.
night, that is cold.
that is pretty cold. Don't get me wrong, but you know, at some point, like that could be an issue. Like why she's cold in the house too, and everyone else isn't. But yeah, that's kind of an asshole-ish move for the parents to do. I mean, meet your kids halfway. Like if y'all can compromise and like, I'm not gonna maybe 19 degrees instead of like 16. Something. Just don't straight up say no because you're just pretty much telling your daughter, fuck your needs, bro. I don't give a shit how you feel. Go bundle up. So
What you need to do is cut it in half, 19.5, or I think is the half point, and then everyone's uncomfortable, and that's happiness, you know?
There you go. Embrace the suck as a family.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but there are ways where even if that's too warm for you, you could have a fan on or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
there's tons of ways to combat that. So,
Yeah, because she's already combating that in her own terms by like having to wear multiple layers. So, you know, if she got to wear multiple layers, y'all got to have some sort of a compromise that you got to meet. Maybe, you know, wear a little less clothes and, you know, sexy time afterwards if y'all want to go that way. So
sleep naked.
have another age gap difference, kids. You know what I mean? So like, have
That's
fun
what
while
happened.
you're at
That's
it.
why they have to keep it so cold.
That's their protection. It's like, damn it, it's getting fucking warm in
I'd
here.
get
I guess we
naked
gotta
right
make
now.
another kid.
Fuck, that's funny. So Reddit also deemed asshole. Willing Midscore Helicopter 26 said, just because you're fine doesn't mean it's reasonable to expect her to be miserably freezing. I see you're not interested in keeping the heat on consistently either, so that's miserable for her as well. Why do you think she should suffer so you can save a few dollars on the power bill? I don't know if they even mentioned the power bill.
I didn't even hear anything about it.
Yeah.
So
So we're going to assume it's the sexy time reason, but
you know. You know what I'm talking about.
it's been a while since we've done a fist
Between
bump.
the sheets, baby. Let's go.
All right, we got the last one here, cross-posted by First Person Energy
Goat.
Goat, and the title is, Am I the asshole for refusing to let my wife name our kid something stupid?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. There's got to be some stupid. Is it Red Tilda again? Or another version of this? What's another, like, I don't know, Blue Twitter or some shit? I don't fucking know what you want. Blue X?
Hey, that costs $1 now, okay?
Oh.
Did you hear about
damn.
that?
For real?
Yeah,
I
Twitter's going to
haven't
start
used-
costing $1 starting soon. It's in New Zealand and the Philippines. So
That is wild.
as a
I haven't
Filipino
used-
man, how do you feel about that? Elon Musk hates Philippines.
Yo, I can't be putting X on my browser history without some shady shit coming up. So I was like,
I also like how we as a society have just refused to call it X. We're just like,
nah,
no,
it's fucking Twitter. I'm tweeting.
Yeah.
Okay. What the fuck am I gonna say? I'm Xing.
Also, I don't tweet. I have not been on Twitter since.
I don't think I've used our Twitter in since Elon took over.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I've been on since then. Apart from like trying to read something, like a link tweet or something like that.
Yeah.
I get all my tweets on TikTok. They're just
There you go. You suck, Elon.
yeah, exactly.
You ruined a good thing for us.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but
Okay.
you ruined
Yeah.
a okay thing.
An institution of like weird shit on the internet, and now it's monetized. Fuck you, man.
All right. Well, let's hop in to find out what they were trying to name their kid, and this is going for
Zoom.
for your perfect game here, John. So we didn't put pressure on it at all. I should have.
Oh no, absolutely not. Now I'm nervous. God damn it.
So me, 25 male, and my wife, 23 female, are having our first child together. She is currently 9 months pregnant and could give birth anytime in the next couple of weeks. The only major fight we've had throughout her pregnancy happened a couple days ago. It was what we were going to name our kid. It all started when we found out the gender of the baby. We didn't do a gender reveal and decided to find out the gender at one of her checkups because we didn't want to spend time making 2 lists of names and then having to get rid of one after. So after we found out we were having a boy, we sat down together and made a list. Almost all of the names she suggested were normal until the one that caused me to write this post.
Uh-oh.
She suggested we name our son Mune, M-U-N-E.
Mune?
Mune.
Sounds like a flat mune.
Do you know what that means?
I don't know what that means.
Okay. So Mune in Japanese means breast.
Breast?
Breast.
You naming a kid titty?
Yeah.
Mune.
Hey, tit, get over here. Oh, fuck.
Oh, Mune. What the fuck? Is that the explanation of what the wife wanted to name it?
No, that's not
Name
why
the
she
kid.
wanted to name it, but I saw a couple comments saying that's what it is. So fucking funny. So she told me the name was from a movie she watched when she was younger and that it always stuck with her. I told her the name was a little out there and he would get made fun of for it. She claimed he wouldn't, and we started going back and forth trying to decide whether to add the name to the list or not. Eventually, she agreed to keep the name off the list, and we picked some that we liked, and I thought that was it. Later on in her pregnancy, her mom decided to throw a baby shower as it was her first grandchild. My wife's pregnancy was almost over, and we hadn't celebrated once. It was fine for the most part until we started opening gifts. Most of them were normal baby things like diapers and bottles, until we got to her mom's gifts. My wife opened the bag and pulled out a blue handmade blanket. It seemed normal at first until my wife unfolded it. And lo and behold, there was the name Mune written on the blanket.
No!
It's a tip blanket.
Boobies.
After that reveal, I had family members come up to me and ask me about the name and why I hadn't told them. I didn't know what to tell them as I didn't have a clue about this either and just had to embarrassingly tell my family, which pissed me off even more. Once the event ended and me and my wife went home, I started to question her about the name. She got defensive and told me that it was a good name and that I was overreacting about it. I brought up the earlier points and told her I thought it was a stupid name for a kid. And if she wanted to name something Mune so badly, she could use it for a dog name. She got upset and called her mom to come get her. After she left, she called me and told me she wouldn't be coming back for a while. Everyone I've talked to about this said I'm not the asshole, but now that my wife has been gone, I've been thinking about it, and I feel like I could have handled the situation better. So am I the asshole?
I don't think so. I think the wife got to calm her munes a little bit, you know?
Jesus.
I have to do it. I mean,
I knew something in the pocket was coming.
I had to. Intrusive thoughts always beats me, man. But yeah, you know, like I think OP kind of expressed why they thought the name was kind of dumb, and I think it's dumb as shit too. Now that you put it that way,
it's not even that. It's that you've both agreed to not even put it on the list. So why would she go behind your back to? Because
that part.
That's for me. It's like you're deciding on this name together. So if one of you is vehemently against the other name, then you should just be like, all right, we'll find another name that we can compromise on.
Yeah.
Because there's infinite amount of names. Calling your kid Tit probably isn't the right one.
Oh, damn. Imagine if your fucking name is Mune.
Mune. Watch a commenter be like, my name's Mune. Fuck you guys. It's a Todd situation all over again.
Well, I'm going to need you to calm your munes a little bit as well. This is a Mune for tat situation, all right?
Jesus.
Oh, God.
So Reddit said not the asshole, obviously. Adventurous Midscore Try 1728 said, you're not overreacting. Naming a baby is a 2 yes or 1 no situation.
Yes.
You do not name a child something your partner does not agree with. You find a compromise. This is the start of many necessary compromises in life, and it is totally an asshole move to unilaterally decide on a child's name despite your partner's misgivings. And I think that is a wonderful sum up of our argument where we were just making tit jokes the entire time. That's the analysis you can expect on Reddit on Wiki.
Thank you, commenter, for keeping us abreast. Appreciate it.
Ringo's going to leave. And that is it for this episode. John went 7 for 8. If you want to see which story he messed up on, you can go check that out at patreon.com/cultivate podcast network. John, before we end the story today, I know you said I wouldn't do the AI without Sean here. In my defense, I wrote the script before I knew Sean wasn't going to be here. So this is kind of on him. I'm going to be honest. How do you feel about this? I mean, you probably feel good. You're up 3 points already. So you're not going to get punished either way.
Sorry, Sean.
Yes,
I've saved you twice already, buddy. He won't hear this.
He won't hear that. I know he won't listen, but we'll have to break it to him eventually. So I don't know how you want to do this, John, because like I said, I wrote the script before I found out Sean wasn't coming on. Do you want 2 guesses? Do you want to just keep one guess? Totally up to you.
Let's do 2 guesses, just a little.
Okay.
So Sean gotta have some
He has a
representation.
shot. He has a shot. All
He
right.
has a shot, yeah.
I will read all the stories for you today, and you will have to decide which one of them is the AI story. They are all Am I the Asshole stories. I don't know why I almost said that, but
Okay.
so first one, we have Am I the Asshole for explaining to a man who refused to mind his business what happened in graphic detail if I drink regular cow's milk in my latte? Am I the asshole for not approving of my Korean mother-in-law walking my daughter to school? Am I the asshole for refusing to let my ex-husband see our daughter on his birthday? Am I the asshole for having my mom come over so that I could take a shower while she watched my newborn? Am I the asshole for not letting my daughter control the thermostat? And am I the asshole for refusing to let my wife name our kids something stupid? Which ones are you leaning towards there, John?
I'm gonna tell you what I'm not leaning towards.
Okay.
The Mune one is just too fucking
The
funny.
Mune
all
one
right?
is
Like,
pretty fucking funny.
yeah, I gotta say that's a thing. So I'm ruling out the new parents because that situation definitely happens a lot.
That's true.
My first choice, the coffee one. I just think it's a little too intrusive in my opinion.
Okay.
And who the fuck gets worked up about coffee like that?
That's true.
So that's my first choice.
Okay, that's number 1.
For my second choice, I might do. I gotta go to thermostat.
The thermostat
The
one?
Second choice. Yeah.
Too much Celsius in that one, eh?
Too much Celsius. I think it's because I couldn't fucking like convert it. So I'm like, this has got to be fake.
All right. Well, I like the thought process.
Only an AI can fucking if it's a real person, it will be under Fahrenheit because it's the only system that should exist. Because I don't understand everything else, guys. I'm sorry.
I like it. I like it. All right. So, John, this is what Sean's going to say when he comes back from being away.
You need to take a long look in the mirror, bud.
Because those are incorrect.
Fuck. Can I have one more guess?
Sure, you can have one more guess.
But it
if you
doesn't
want.
count. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
It's the visitation.
It is the visitation one. Yeah. Yeah, the Am I the asshole for refusing my ex-husband see our daughter on his birthday?
I don't know. That sounded real. That sounded real though.
Yeah, I mean, I generated a few for this one because I was like, I gotta get a real one that sounds real.
Who did you use like a common person that's been using it? Like
outside Lower Score Flamingo. Yeah, I did.
You fucking asshole. That's why I was like, I let my guard down.
Yeah, I didn't do that last time and it didn't work out for me. So I was like, I gotta steal one of the OGs again.
Because I'm just like, okay, Outside Flamingo usually has bangers. So I'm like, you have used them. And who's the other person that you've used in the past?
Oh man. Damn it, I forget.
I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I did use someone again. Was it first person, Sean? It might have been.
No, it wasn't first person. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah. I apologize whoever it was, but I have used someone else before.
The real asshole in this episode is Josh fucking Shell.
Hi, that's me.
And he can suck on my munes for doing that shit.
I don't like that imagery.
Call me daddy while you're at it.
Well, John, it was a good and bad episode for you. You got 2 points. You're up 3-0 on Sean, and I am free this month. Hallelujah.
I did my boy dirty. I'm so sorry, Sean, but you should have been here.
You should have been here, yeah.
To defend your honor, because I did it. I'm so sorry.
But if you want to hear more stories, please go to patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network and unlock the bonus episodes where we do the punishments, as well as extra stories every Friday and Monday. Don't forget, you can cross-post your own Am I the Asshole stories to our subreddit, r/Reddit on Wiki, and maybe someday I will use your name in lieu of an AI story. Thank you, John, for almost killing it, 100%, almost 100%ing it today. And thank you, Sean, Hope he's having
for
an amazing
not being here.
for not being here and allowing me to win today.
Deserve time off. Have fun with Nancy. Happy birthday again.
Happy birthday once again to Nancy. Happy birthday
And
to
Sienna.
Sienna when this one comes out. I was just about to say that. So enjoy the birthday weekends, everyone. And we'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Bye. Let me suck on your mom's munes, all right? Leave me alone.
Oh, God, no. I regret teaching you what that word means.